Hi, my name is Trainmaster04, and welcome to the second episode of my Model Railroad Vlog series, where today I'll be discussing how my trip went to York. So, let's get started.
Union Pacific 4014. Do you read me? Over. Roger that. Union Pacific 4014. I read you. Over. Start up and stand by. Over. Yes, sir. Start up and stand by.
Overall, the trip was quite a success, and I was able to mark off a few of the primary things that I wanted to find on this trip, such as the Santa Fe Warhorse and also other pieces of rolling stock to put behind my new Santa Fe 3000, and then a few other oddball ends such as a Windmill from Woodland Scenics, and then also a MTH reproduction template piece of rolling stock, which later on in this video I'll go over in depth. Now, the trip itself was actually very enjoyable. I was able to arrive there around Thursday afternoon and was able to start perusing through the halls later that same day. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go through all the halls such as a quick glance, but primarily only spent my time in the Silver Hall where I got myself registered, my father as well as a good friend of mine who went with me, and then went through the Orange Hall where we got to see a whole lot of cool stuff, such as Lionel's booth, and where we got to see a whole lot of new products that they'll be coming out later this year, and then also a few other personal booths where there was a whole lot of nice stuff. Overall, I thought the train show was actually quite a good success, where it contained a huge variety, in my case, really is huge, of both pre-war, post-war, and modern era trains across the whole spectrum of manufacturers. After Thursday ended, we then went back on Friday, where we primarily spent most of our days on the Fairgrounds from when they first opened to around maybe 4 o'clock, and we were able to go and see almost all of the halls around on the Fairgrounds. First, we started in the Yellow Hall and then slowly worked our way through the Purple, Red, Blue, and then a few other halls towards the end of the Fairgrounds, eventually circling back to the Orange Hall where we wrapped up the day. Along the way, I was able to make a few good deals, which I'll take a closer look right now. First up, the first item I was able to get at the show in the Yellow Hall was a brand new sealed in box Lionel Santa Fe Warhorse Hudson set for about $500, which, considering how the market's been going for these sealed sets, I think that was personally quite a good deal. Now, the reason why I went ahead and got this set is, one, this set overall is quite collectible and has been in my bucket list for quite some time. Also, I wanted to get it because it would now be my first weathered set, or weathered pieces of rolling stock and locomotive, that is actually in my collection. And also, the cars, personally, I think are just some of the best pieces of scale rolling stock that Lionel has produced back in that era, especially considering that they were hand weathered. Now, because of this set, I can now say I can officially have completed one of my bucket list items. Continuing on over to something a little bit more cheaper, and also on the scenery side of things, I also was able to get a nice Woodland Scenics Windmill from the Yellow Hall, and in this case, this is the weathered version from the farming set, so to speak, where it contained 2 water troughs and then the windmill itself. Now, the reason why I got this piece is because I originally had a taller windmill in front of my water tower on the layout, and I noticed it was just a little bit out of place in the sense of height, considering it is the height of possibly my future mountain, and so I felt like it needed to be moved around and then replaced with something a little bit more prototypical, since most of the buildings on my layout are now turning into more scale-like fashion. So, as a result, I went ahead and got this windmill for about $65 to $80. And finally, the last few things that I was able to snag at the show was rolling stock, possibly one of the biggest things that anybody can ever get. Now, as you can see, I primarily was able to get some Western name railroads, such as Santa Fe, Western Pacific, and then the M&S St. L. Now, the reason being I got these road names, and also why they're from the West, is because I've got a lot of Santa Fe locomotives, and I really do not have a lot of Western names. Instead, I primarily have Union Pacific, Pennsylvania, New York Central, and the other famous Eastern railroads, and so I wanted to go and fill in the gap, so to speak. And the other reason why I wanted to get it was because I wanted to get some somewhat period correct rolling stock to pull behind my Santa Fe 3000. Hence, another reason why I got the Santa Fe Warhorse set, because it has a lot of great Santa Fe rolling stock. The final thing that I was able to snag at the end of the show was this beautiful brand new MTH Lionel Corporation template reefer for really an incredible price of $65. Now this one was made in 2018 and was a part of the series that MTH went ahead and made to commemorate Lionel trains in their beautiful orange and navy blue paint scheme. Overall, I believe MTH made a reefer, a box car, a gondola, tank car, and then also to pull behind it a huge 400E. Now, I would like to complete the whole set and get all those other cars as well as the 400E, so I went ahead and just started with this. Now, the other reason why I got it was because, one, well, it was a great deal since they're going on eBay for about $150, and then two, I really have a soft spot for template and also a bit of MTH, so I figured I might as well kill two birds with one stone and just get an MTH template reproduction. And so far, I am just dying in love over it. Well, I think that's it for this episode of my Model Railroad vlog series. And to end it all off, I'll go ahead and run the Warhorse set around the layout a few times just to top it all off. My name is Trainmaster04, and I'll see you next time.